are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. So, Nora, today we're going to be talking about the film A Boneyard and how excited are you that the film is about to release?
I'm excited. I mean, it's always exciting when things are actually going to come out in the theaters these days, you know?
Yeah, it is. So, I wanted to ask you as an initial question, what caught your attention when you got the script or when you got your part as Detective Young? What caught your attention to be part of this project?
Well, it's an interesting story, and I think that, I was excited to be able to like shine a light on some of these true crime stories that, this was kind of inspired by the West Mesa murders, which being from Texas, I was aware of beforehand. And I think that when I met with Asif and realized that like the writer actually had experience, like he knew some of the women that were murdered, and how important it was for them to kind of to shed a light on all these women that disappear every year.
Yeah, I don't remember that much. I know that I searched for more information in regards to the case. By that time, I was graduating high school. It was 2009.
Right.
So I think I remember seeing it in the news. But again, me being from Puerto Rico, so not all the news are from the States are
Sure.
available for us, especially in those times that the internet was not like what it is now. Uh, how do you get prepared for your character, Detective Young?
I spoke to a female detective about kind of what that was like and what her day to day was like, and it was nice to be able to pick her brains. Because going into it, obviously, I have no experience as a detective or around a detective or anything. So that was kind of the research that I was able to do beforehand.
Is there any trait of your character that connects with you?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think that she cares a lot. She's very, very stubborn when, she feels that she's right. I think that, she's rather tenacious. When I feel very strongly about something, about what's wrong and what's right, like it's very hard to kind of derail me.
Um, Being the fact that this story it talks about, technically speaking, a serial killer that till this day we don't know who it is. But when you got to see the recreation of the Boneyard, when you got to see that recreation of all those I would say graves of all these different women, how shocking was it to you? I know that you are an actress, and I know that this is something that you're recreating, but still, I think that it's kind of it's seeing it once again, but in a different setting. Did it did it get you? Did it shock you? Did it affect you, or any kind, or I'm trying to look for a word, but by any chance, did it affect you as an actress, being your character and reliving this experience, but as yourself behind it?
I mean, it's haunting. It's the story is haunting. The idea that violence against women is horrific and unfortunately all too common. And yeah, it definitely sticks with you.
Do you have any fond memories while on set? A moment that happened, let's say like a joke happened or something that you would say like, "Hey, yep, this is what happened in this day," and I just love saying it once again because it's just something that I love that I like that happened.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely had fun on set. But I don't know if there was like one specific story that I could tell you that uh would amuse everyone. No, I don't know. I'm sorry. I
It's
think
fine,
I
it's
think
fine.
we were moving so fast because we were shooting this in a short amount of time that I think it was pretty focused.
Okay. How was it working with the cast and with the director? You got to work with Mel Gibson.
Mhm.
How was it working with all of them?
It was great. I mean, I worked with Brian the most because he played my partner, Brian Van Holt, and he's fantastic. I really had a great time with him, and it was a really natural partnership. Um, Mel, I shared a few scenes with. He, was somebody who was just this massive star, that I watched from a very young age. And so it was very interesting to like suddenly have him sitting across the table for me and to be in a scene with him and to watch his process in person. And Curtis, that he sent, he's just lovely. And just such a sweet man.
Would you like to revisit this story once again with your character? Being the fact that, probably maybe in the future they want to make a story of this serial killer, but actually like maybe catching him. Would you like to revisit your character once again?
Yeah, I mean, I'd always be opening to revisiting my character if that was something that made sense story-wise.
And being the fact that that is this like the first time that you do a role being a detective? Is it something that you would like to revisit once again and maybe in another project?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if there's a story and I want to do it and that's the character, absolutely. I mean, I kind of I'm would like to play so many different characters and they're all interesting to me. So
Right now, which type of character you would like to dabble in? Like what is something that you would like to do here in the future that you're really, really like leaning in to have that opportunity to get it?
I don't know. I wish that I had that sort of goal. But I actually don't. For me, it's just like, is the story good? Does this interest me? Do I want to tell it? Do they want to work with me? It's like a series of things. But I don't. I know there are actors I know who have these very set plans and goals and where they think that's going to lead. And I'm just so kind of like live in the present moment. And I'm just like, cool. Do I get to do this? Great. Let's make the best of this, and then I'll go do something else.
Is there any favorite genre of like film or series that you like to work consistently?
I mean, I mostly done dramas. I have a real love of old romantic comedies and that sort of thing, and that would be a fun space to get to work a bit more in. But yeah, no, I love movies.
Do you have so quick question, being the fact that you love movies, I think that if you're in this space, you have to love movies, right? But if you would choose of this whole library of films that we have, do you have one favorite film of all time that you can revisit as many times as you can and you won't get tired of it?
I don't know. I mean, I think that for me, the movies that I watch over and over again are things like When Harry Met Sally or Roman Holiday or what else? I don't know. I love those movies. I love like 70s thrillers. I love The Conversation and Clute and um yeah.
That's my favorite movie like that I can rewatch a million times. Sometimes my wife gets tired of it because I don't stop talking about it. It's just the Karate Kid universe in general.
Oh, really?
I yeah, I love that universe. Um, so much fun. And do you have any future upcoming projects that you can give us a little bit of details or something?
Yeah, I have a film coming out in October called Monster Summer. That's sort of a very Goonies, which was a movie I loved growing up. Sort of in the same genre as that, kind of a coming of age tale with something mysterious happening on the island.
That's amazing. So, Nora, thank you very much for giving us the time to talk about Boneyard, and I hope that next time we can talk in a better setting that is not my car.
It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very
Make it
much.
happen in the car and outside, you do what you got to do.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.